What's going on, everybody? It's just another day in the kitchen, back with another episode, and in today's video we're taking an updated look at none other than King Vamp, aka Playboi Carti. In this video we're going to be taking a look at some upcoming unreleased merch for his new album I Am Music, as well as answering the question, did Playboi Carti go 3 for 3 with the last 3 songs that he dropped? Now, speaking of those 3 songs, the most recent one to release was hoodbyair. This actually dropped randomly last night on Playboi Carti's Finsta, Opium, which in the past has been a treasure trove of some other upcoming releases. And before we get started, I want to give a special shout out to my homie Strain Beats, who's curating the beats for this video. While you're here, you might as well drop a like and subscribe, and join our free Discord to stay up to date with the latest and the greatest. We've also got a free giveaway coming up. Now, if you haven't been paying attention to King Vamp over here, he's been living it up in Paris, France while recording in a special edition cave. As you can see from this footage, it's actually pretty lit, and I'm super excited to hear the rest of the project and the songs that came out of these recording sessions. And as an OG Carti fan that's followed him for most of his career now, I still can't believe that we're actually getting new music. Even while making this video and listening to the new songs, I'm still in disbelief. Now, it was just a couple of months ago that Carti had announced the Antagonist tour, which got everyone excited. He was supposed to be joined by his Opium label mates Kencarson, destroylonely, and even Homicide Gang, but to everyone's dismay, the tour ended up being cancelled. However, in hindsight, when I look at it now, I think it's honestly a good thing that it's being rescheduled. Carti's been performing the same concert sets for the last couple of years, really since Whole Lotta Red dropped, so I think that the fact that it's being rescheduled will allow fans to listen to this new album. Now, speaking of this new album, I Am Music, it's supposed to be allegedly dropping this upcoming January 5th. Now, of course, that's anybody's guess. However, the detectives at Reddit have been putting the pieces together and so far have been pretty accurate. So much so that they even predicted the release of the new single last night at 9 p.m. Now, in addition to this latest song, Carti actually dropped the single You're the Moon, which also featured this brand new outfit and brand new style. And although we were all pretty excited, I noticed that he kept some things about his style the same, including the black painted nails, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Now, in addition to that song, Carti also dropped the new single 2024, which got everyone even more excited. This one was actually produced by Kanye West as a co-producer, and the beat on this one goes crazy, and I'd love to know in the comments what you guys think about it. Now, as far as the upcoming merch for this new album, I Am Music, we got a sneak peek thanks to my buddy on Instagram here, and make sure you guys give him a follow. Just based on these couple of images, I kind of get the impression that this is going to have a similar vibe and aesthetic to what Carti's been rocking over the last couple of years. It honestly kind of gives me just like a grunge or just kind of metal or punk tone with just the overall black usage, although I am pretty excited for this one in general. And I also do like here on the tag that they went a little bit custom, and you can see the Opium label as well as seeing the Opium trademark and copyright, which means that this is definitely produced for the album. And as a big merch guy, you already know I'm going to have to pick this one up to review for you guys. And I also wanted to point out this hat that Carti's wearing, which honestly looks like it's part of the Narcissist collection, which dropped about a year or so ago. However, this hat is distressed, as you guys can see on the bill there, so I think this one is either a custom or it might be something new that we're getting. And it was just a couple of days ago where we got this updated look at Carti, which features this new outfit and these outrageously large boots that your boy could never pull off himself, but shout out to Carti one time. Overall, from the fit, I feel like his aesthetic is still kind of on that grunge wave, so I think that that's kind of a hint of what to expect. And something else that stuck out to me about this new song is the title, hoodbyair. If you've been in the game as long as I have, or you're an old head like myself, you instantly recognize the controversial streetwear brand name hoodbyair. It was an instrumental brand in the early 2000s, which even collaborated with some of your favorite icons such as Virgil Abloh and his brand Ben Trill. They honestly have a very insane history, and if you guys would like a separate video on that, I'd love to cover it. They have a lot of controversy surrounding them as well, so if you guys are up for that, let me know in the comments. And for another layer of irony, I think it's funny how the last time I personally heard about hoodbyair was just a year or so ago when Kanye was wearing it on stage during one of his now famous rants. So given that Kanye and Carti have now become buddies and they've been working on each other's albums and working on music in general, I just think it's interesting that Carti's now going with that as the song title. And speaking of Kanye, I think it's interesting how the relationship between him and Carti has been blossoming more and more. It was just a year or so ago that Kanye himself mentioned that Carti and Uzi were the future of hip-hop, and it's been over the last year or so in anticipation of Kanye's new album Vultures that the two have been spotted working together even more. I honestly don't blame Carti because who's bigger than Kanye in the game, and if he's wanting to go the whole anti-hero route, he's definitely connecting with the right one for that one. Now, as far as these new singles, I'm honestly super impressed. I feel like part of the reason that Carti hasn't dropped in so long is he feels like he has a lot to prove, and he's actually said that in an interview. And I kinda get where he's coming from, because when you look at his discography and career as a whole, you can see how his sound has evolved and changed with each project. I definitely get artists playing it safe and kind of sticking with the same sounds, kind of like Lil Baby. However, it's safe to say that with each project, Carti seems to challenge himself and enter a new era. And speaking of these evolving eras for Carti, his new one is allegedly called Young Guapo or Guapo. Thanks to the same Reddit detectives who were able to crack when the new singles were dropping, they actually put these pieces together from Carti's affiliate, who have been steadily dropping hints on social media over the last couple of months, as you guys can see here. Now, if you guys start to see everybody call him Carti Guapo after this album releases, remember where you heard it first, and shout out to The Kitchen one time. And for those of you who follow Carti and Atlanta hip-hop, it definitely makes a lot of sense. Apparently this new album is supposed to reflect Carti's Atlanta trap sound or Atlanta trap record era, and for music like that, ironically there's no one bigger than the Atlanta legend himself, aka Gucci Mane or Guap. So the whole Young Guapo, there might be a connection if you get what I'm saying. Now, as a lifelong Carti fan, it's definitely been a treat and very interesting to see him evolve throughout the eras. I really feel sorry for the old fans who weren't able to catch him during Die Lit or the self-titled era, because I don't think we'll ever get another kind of chill Carti like that again. Although I'm not mad about it, I am excited to see just what Carti has to offer with this album. Now, to wrap up this video, for the love of God, I hope that we do get to see Kencarson and destroylonely featured on this album, given that they're part of the Opium label and we haven't had a song with the three of them on it yet. Now, with all that being said, I do think Carti did go 3 for 3 with the last 3 songs. Although I know they're not for everyone, as a Carti fan, I think it's exciting just to get new music in general and just to hear him evolving and doing something differently. Personally, my favorite song might be 2024 because the instrumental on it with Kanye's feature just goes crazy. And now that you've heard my thoughts, I'd love to know what your favorite song is out of the 3 that have been recently released. Of course, I'm excited to get new music, however, there's always a fear that this guy's not going to drop when he says he is this upcoming 2024, so the rest remains to be seen. And if you're needing some more Carti content to hold you over until the new album, I'll go ahead and link the Narcissist merch controversy video I did in the description. I explain what was going on with all those mugshots, and it's honestly a banger. Now, if you made it this far in the video, I'd love to know your thoughts, and thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to let me know in the comments who you'd like to see me cover next, and remember to stay safe. Thank you so much for cooking with The Kitchen, and remember, it's lit. Straight up, and peace.